Well, hey, okay, so what's going on here? Talking about the Beetronics Wannabee. They call it a Beelateral Buzz Overdrive. So basically what we've got here is a unique take on a dual overdrive. You have the Klon circuit here on the right, or their variation of it, and their variation of a Bluesbreaker on the left. Now, it's super cool, and I talked about this like briefly in passing on the Instagram, that what makes this stand out above all the rest is right here, this switch. You have the ability of putting it in parallel, which means you're not driving one into the other. You're using both of them at the same time. So essentially, the Wannabee takes your original signal, doubles it, and then applies the various overdrives on either side, sums it back together, and takes it out. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So we'll discuss that in a second. But I wanted to just kind of show you what we're working with. Clean tone, as they like to say, is a Fender telly with a humbucker in the neck and into the HX stop with very, very clean amps. Yes, that's the word. So. And then back together. So as you can tell right there, it's definitely, it responds to the pig dynamics very well. Okay, so let's do this. Let's kind of dive over real quick just on each side so you kind of get the sense of it, some of the other switches here, and then we'll kind of just kind of check it out. So let's start with the Klon side, put kind of everything in the middle, and here's what that's like. All right, so you basically have gain, contour, tone, so to speak, and volume. So volume, of course, being what you can use to really kind of like, all right, so like here's my clean tone. Let's kind of match it out. Give it a little bit. There you go. It can go really loud. We'll put it there. Gain as well, you can dial it back. Kind of give it that clean vibe that the Klons are known for, but you can also make it super hairy. Then as you kind of dial it back a little bit, it becomes a bit bassier. Or brighten it up. Where I kind of like to have it is, I think, somewhere. Something like that, okay? Now, you have this top switch here, which essentially, this top one here, and you can see the line that it kind of goes over to this knob. What this line does is it kind of gives you a varying degrees of clean tone blended back into the signal. So you go to 1, to level 2, to level 3. So level 3 being, of course, the most amount of clean tone. I take it to level 2. It's usually where I have it. So that's super cool, super rad, love it. Let's go over to the Bluesbreaker side. That's where I usually keep it. And let's see, making a mental picture of where it is so that when I dial it in later, we're still there. Okay, so same thing here. You have the volume, tone, and drive. As you can tell, I have the drive up pretty high. Let's just see kind of volume-wise what we got going on. I'll do that as loud as it can go here. Dial gain back. Where are we at there? Or it goes super hairy, super fuzzy. Right? So a lot going on. All right, now, how much can we dial back here? Tone, let's take it down, get it darker. Make it brighter. Very cool. It's kind of where. By this point, I've forgotten where I had them, so I just found a new place. So together. Oh, actually, before I do that, so right here you have the mid control. So going from like less mids to more mids. So back to switch 1 or to switch 1. To switch 2. And 3. So again, less mids all the way to more mids. And in that knob selection, I'm going to go that to less mid. And then I'm going to see how does it sound paralleled with the Klon versus this one. Okay, so that's what I want to see. That's the way I like to see it or hear it, and that's in this moment what I'm doing now. Parallel switch. We discussed it right at the beginning as one of the standout features on this bad boy. Now, you can also do it in series where you have this going into this, or sorry, the Klon going into the Bluesbreaker or the Bluesbreaker going into the Klon. So let's check out that. This is the Klon going into the Bluesbreaker, as denoted from the arrows here. And the little bee head, arrows, boom. All right, so one thing I definitely noticed there is you lose some of the volume, and that's because you are not running them side by side. You're running this one into this one, so the volume is kind of limited to where you have this one right here. Now, let's flip it around. Cool, pretty cool. But so again, limited to some of the settings on here. Like if I drive that all the way up. So definitely responsive in how it responds as you're changing things around in the series setting. So parallel, again, my favorite, because you can go really clean with a hint of dirt to all the way to get a little bit more there. So then, if I wanted to make it thicker or heavier, I would just adjust the settings, but this is kind of the setting that I like. So there's the Wannabee by Beetronics in a quick nutshell, 10-minute long nutshell. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And until we meet again, peace.